We just chilling today. Announcements. We're not doing anything special today, but figured might as well stream if I'm playing this awful game. We're just waiting on our other person here. Yeah, we're not doing anything crazy today. We're just farming some loremaster. Our other people are on the way. Item card. Let's get this show on the road. I've been meaning to get this loremaster farming done for a while. I'm getting there. Oh, I still have the accuracy path for some reason. That's hilarious. Howdy, howdy. We'll cast Hex on the all damage pet is crazy, but I love it. Now we just need the 4th. I agree. I agree, Pastor Buttnut. PP doodoo caca, indeed. Oh, maybe one day I'll max my lore master. I don't think today will be the day, but we'll make some progress. Right. It says Kate's list is already full. Can I still add to an adventure party if I do this? No, not guild. My group, create an adventure party. Bam. Bop. One person does not. Don't know who. Hooray, we have created the adventure party. What's up, Scarlet? We're just chilling. Just farming some loremaster today. Figured if anybody had any random PvP questions or whatever. I wasn't gonna have time to edit a video because I worked this morning, so figured I'd stream, see if anybody came by. Yeah, sigil preference. I think I'm set to 3. Should I do 2? It doesn't really matter. Yeah, I think that's fine. Oh, wait. Yeah, is this correct? PvP question. What is Jinx? No. My favorite Jinx. I don't think there's an answer to that. Backdraft. Backdraft is my favorite Jinx. Gotta be. But it's not even in PvP. Okay. So yeah. Is this fine? Are we good? Got the fire damage. We should be good. Everybody looks good. I bet. Let's do it. Oh, I'm hoping to at least get halfway to my loremaster spellments being maxed from my current tier. So I'm at what? Where is it at? I'm at 98 of 305. So 98 of 305. So yeah, I basically I need a little over 200. I still think balance is one of the best schools in PvP. I still think that balance absolutely destroys. People are saying that the only school right now that's better than balance is life, but I honestly don't think life is better. I think people just don't want to fight life, so they have a tendency to win more from people just being tired of their stuff and fleeing. So, okay. Do we both will cast Hexed? Okay. So I did not need to do that. But yeah, I think balance is still the best school. They're still the avatar of Wiz. They are still allowed to manipulate every hanging effect at whim. And I don't think you can put like a limiter on that and it not be broken. 19k. Is that enough? Bet. Works for me. I'll equip a different pet. We'll do this pet. Oh, so you haven't seen this gold key fight? So what this lore master is it gives you minus 200 accuracy to whatever your school is. So you have to use off-school hits and off-school buffs. You will fizzle. It's minus 200 accuracy, so you will fizzle if you try to use your own school stuff. It's a little goofy, but it is what it is. So yeah, we've got somebody running a bunch of off-school fire damage, and we've got the classic. This weird balance fate item card apparently doesn't trigger feint traps or feint cheats most of the time, so yeah. So we've just got somebody running off-school fire. If the minions crit block, do they still die? Probably. I feel like 238 damage is like, or 236 damage is an insane amount of fire damage. So even with one buff, I think we're good. But yeah, if we can consistently one round this, I am very happy with this, because it's like, I think it's like 2 to 5 drops per run. It's like normally 3 or 4, but I feel like I've seen 2 and I've seen 5. I could be wrong. So yeah, what all do we get there? I need A's off too. Lore master. Yeah. I think I got 2 that run. So yeah, it takes a while, but luckily I have a decent bit of keys, and I believe all these people said that they had keys, so I think we should be chilling. Bet. The amount of keys that I have gotten from other people, just the amount of free gold key runs I have gotten from other people, I do not mind spending a good few of mine to help out some other people. Specifically Sauce, I've used so many of his keys. There was a while back where we literally just farmed the Wisderia gold key boss where you need to do 1,000,000 damage for like 3 weeks straight or something. Absolute rat mode, indeed. Yeah, I do not I do not wish to ever do that again, and I still haven't even maxed the spell elements from it. They're all tier 4, but Sauce had some already when we were farming, so didn't quite get to max, but I appreciate having the extra. What is it? It's wait, no, that one's Ninja Piglets, Pigsy, the ice one. What's the ice one called? Wait, no, that's a shadow spell. I don't remember what else that boss drops. But the goofy pig spells. Oh, right. They said they needed to clear inventory. I'm probably just going to shove Azoth in a random deck. It's always what I do. But yeah, even in just a couple runs, we got like... That's pretty bad. We've gotten like 8 in 3 runs. Not great. Not great. But yeah, we might as well sell some TCs while we're here. This also drops Jade gear, which is interesting. I always just have random extra Jade gear in my inventory for a long time after farming this. Also, oh, I was opening these packs. That's why I have extra fossil stuff in my inventory. Yeah, it's not the worst method. Are we actually ready? Okay. But oh shoot. Ooh, let me back in. I didn't know if we were actually ready because the spell book was open. But yeah, I mean, this does cost gold keys. But yeah, all gold key bosses drop Azoth. But the acquisition of gold keys isn't always the easiest thing in the world. But I have a bunch from like PvPing, just like the monthly member benefit reward thingies. I've kind of been stockpiling them up because I have not done any gold key farming in a while. Also, they added gold key raid portals, so you can have like 12 people or 16 people all share one. Like, it's like it costs 10 gold keys to craft it, but you like profit gold keys if you have a bunch of people doing it, because these bosses can drop back a gold key. Oh. Will not. There's a few lore masters. I hate that the Azoth is at the bottom. I'm gonna like tip my screen up if I want to see the drops, or try to look in the chat, but looking in the chat can be annoying at best. It is quite a few drops though, if I'm being honest. Oh, is this, wait, is this not our group? Hold up. I saw a 5th person. Hold up. Oh, this is, okay, this is our group. I was concerned there for a second. Think. This fight was a fun novelty the first time, but I'm glad that it's one roundable. Like, a lot of these like new gold key bosses, they have a lot of like really interesting cheats that make you play in a different way. But if there's not a way to one round them, kind of not a fan when you have to farm so many spell elements. Like, it's a cool little novelty, you try it solo or just with your buddy, but if you actually have to grind all of the spell elements, it should be one roundable. Yeah, my fit is not it today. This is my fire damage gear. Well, we got a crit block. I don't think it matters. The fit is not fitting today. All the key portals you did were 2 round with Orthros. I noticed that when I did it with or when I was gonna do it with Periwinkle squad, I noticed they were doing the 2 round, and I'm like, why? Is it not easier to just do the one? I mean, I guess it does take a lot of moving parts, I suppose, But you can also do the incendiate method. Is it? I'll put in another one. I don't really care. But if you have an incendiator and you have the scald TCs, I think it's just people don't have off-school fire hitters on deck like that. But other than that, like, everything else is pretty easy to obtain. But this method might be a little faster, because I feel like, well, I don't know, Scald doesn't have like an animation, it just puts the dots on, so maybe the Scald version of this is a little faster, but eh. Definitely better than letting them get a turn and potentially casting Virulent Plague, Regular Plague, Weakness, Loremaster the spell. If you let this fight go past one turn, things can get really freaking annoying. Do they have any mantles? I forget. Alright. Because I think... Is it original Loremaster spell? If she uses it? There's just no need. I love me a nice round one. And I love me the stockpiles of Azoth that happens from this. Because I'm literally out. That's honestly half the reason I'm doing this. I need the Zoth. I used all my Azoth to make a bunch of random TCs for the Decathlon challenge. And I also used my arena tickets to do that. Does anybody else has keys? I just went. It's not a big deal if not, but... Yeah, I still have quite a few, but... They are not infinite. I can craft... I think I have one PvP medal right now. I don't think I've redeemed the loyalty store ones, because I haven't really been farming the gold keys, so probably have those if I need to go get them. But yeah, I would love nothing more than to use some freaking spiritual tribunal spell, like max tiered, but Drown Dan is like a minimum 3 round, and that's with like a crazy cheese strat. It's just bad. Like, I hate it. I hate having to farm things for multiple rounds for like 3 spellament drops. But 1 round is acceptable. And yeah, Jade gear literally dropping from this, kind of dope. I won't lie. Like, it's not just spellaments. You get spellaments, Azoth, legendary. I got 2 legendary socket wrenches. Those are not in my inventory. That's pretty crazy. But yeah, this I'd say out of all of the gold keys, this one's up there in worth farming. And it's got Loremaster, it's got Brimstone, it's got Keeper of the Flame, and it's got Luminous Weaver. All really good spells. So I'd say if you're gonna start with a gold key, this is probably the one. No way Loremaster is enabling. Listen. Listen. Jading isn't about Jade gear anymore, okay? You also get these random golden boots of whatever that are pretty useless. And the violet boots, yeah, the colored boots of whatever are pretty useless, but there do exist Jade gear. Yep, I already got 1 dropped. This was not in my inventory. Feed it to the pet. I don't even care. Practically a slur. Yeah, Jade. Yeah, this wasn't in my inventory either. The Jade set drops kind of quick from this. But fortunately, it's not really useful in PvP anymore. Oh, we're all here already. Let's go. But yeah, Jade gear isn't really what Jades use anymore. But yeah, people get mad if you call them a Jade, even if it is an accurate descriptor. I've had people call my balance a Jade when I healed a couple times in PvP to counter their things, which is really funny to me. It's like, oh, you're jading for countering my dots with heals, countering my traps with heals. Stop jading. People hear that word and just see red. It's kind of lost all meaning. Some people just say jading to mean healing, so it's kind of come full circle where the word kind of doesn't mean anything anymore. There was a big debate when the Sinister robe came out because it was like Jade gear but with actual HP. Yeah, Hippoega Krampus or rebirthing 2 fuels. Yeah, exactly. And it's really funny that the fires in particular are frustrated by it because they have such high damage output that they realistically should be able to keep up with it. They just don't expect it, and so instead of taking the L, they just call you a Jade sometimes. I've been genuinely reported for literally just using life counters without going. But like, I wouldn't have been doing those moves if I wasn't countering things along the way. Stop playing the game, indeed. Like, I don't like, I understand the frustration with healing, I really do, but like, you can't be mad when you overuse a particular kind of buff or hanging effect and then that hanging effect gets countered. Like, it just is what it is. Well, that's not right. Ah, that would have been bad. I should probably remove these other item cards. I packed extra things in case we weren't killing for some reason, but I don't think I need to do that. I'm just gonna remove all the other item cards so I don't mess our run up out of nowhere. Maybe I'll keep 1 extra buff in case of a fizzle. Our hitter said that they can fizzle by like 2%, so I'll keep a backup buff in case we fizzle and then the minions like beat plague or something weird. Yeah, it's really interesting the perspective that some people have on this game. Like, everybody's got their own vision for what they want Wiz to be. Some people wish it never changed from like second age PvP. Some people don't like that PvP is even a focus by the devs. And then PvP players, like, it's just this us versus them mentality that I do not subscribe to. Like, I hate that. I hate when people like are like, I'm not getting enough attention in my thing. There's not enough PvP updates. And it's like, PvP's getting updates. What about the real game? I'm just like, bro, shut up. Okay, just shut up. Understand it for what it is. The PvP community is not that big in the grand scheme of the game. So yeah, the updates are going to be a little scarce. But it also is a part of the game, and a very loyal part of the game, I feel like. A lot of PvP players have been playing this game for a long time, and they continue to play this game, so they deserve a little bit of attention. And I think a lot of the updates that come from the PvP updates actually end up being like net wins for the game. Like, I'd be pretty surprised if the Arch Mastery update wasn't at least somewhat like focused on PvP. Because when the Arch Mastery first came out, there wasn't a lot of good ways to actually dual school in regular content. Realistically, it was to counter things in PvP. So like, and I think the Arch Mastery update is one of the best updates in this game. So, you know, we're playing the same game ultimately. The real game starts when you get the commander robe. So true. So true. Liam, why? Why are you messaging me? If you were a real fan, you'd be in the chat. Said, add me, I'm a big fan. Get out of here. If you're a real fan, you'd be in the chat, Liam. That's what I'm saying. I'm curious, the KI live is happening like right now. It's at 4 o'clock. So I'm curious if that's going to be anything big. I feel like most of the KI lives, I don't end up really caring that much about. I'll just like hear whatever relevant information pops up whenever it pops up. But I mean, he's not here. He DM'd me. He said, hey, I said, I'm a big fan. Which I know sounds like cap, but Liam just does that. Liam just randomly DMs me sometimes, telling me to play Storm. that's pretty much what happens, or to just be like Storm bad, balance broken. Which I agree, Storm bad, balance broken. It's been true for many a year. Cap, yeah. Let me just leak my DMs real quick. Do you guys want my Discord login? I do like that Discord has the like streamer mode feature or whatever. So that way if I accidentally share my entire screen, OBS won't dox me. But then again, I mean, what important information am I storing on Discord? Not exactly a secure place, so... I'm messaging him. I'll see if I can guilt trip him into showing up. Yeah, genuinely, I think PvP and PvE are not as far separated as people like to categorize them. Like, it's still the same game at its core, and when there are big PvP updates, the IRS prefers you to do it on Discord. That's insane. But yeah, when there are big PvP updates, there are a lot of PvP implications, and when there's a big PvP update, there are PvE implications, and I don't think people acknowledge that. People, it's us versus them. It's those PvPers or those filthy casuals. And I'm like, ugh, gross. What spellments am I trying to get? I'm trying to max my loremaster. I never have, because I think it's kind of a cringe like way to play. But sometimes a little cringe is required to do some other things. I have a different strategy that I want to try, more as a thought experiment more than anything. But yeah, I'm trying to be cringe. I'm trying to reach max cringe and max my loremaster. The more that they nerf balance, because they took away mana burn, aura pop, and that stuff, the more I feel a little bit more comfortable using the really good balance tools. I still don't love using scales or loremaster and stuff because I do feel like they're over tweaked. And I think balance's stat profile might also be a little over tweaked, but I don't want don't really want to advocate for a lower stat profile because it allows them to do some cool off-school things, but like just a regular balance doing regular things, I feel like has maybe a bit too much on stat profile wise. I think it's too much. Like, I think balance should have a little less pierce, probably. I think their pierce is too high. 57 max pierce is kind of crazy. Like, that's only 2 less than Storm's pierce. Like, it's kind of insane. Yeah. And like 190 damage is also a lot for how much res and HP they get. Then again, as a school that has to run pip conserve to do well, they don't often hit those caps if they want to continue getting shad ratings. So maybe they're balancing it in that department, but I don't know. I think balance of stat line might be a problem too, but obviously scales and loremaster. Most people don't complain about loremaster because there's been a lot of other good lore spells that have came out, so I feel less bad about using loremaster these days. Unless you're a psychopath that uses the mantle path, but that's a different story. I say as the mantle path is my only upgraded path. I promise it wasn't for PvP. I promise I was using it for some other weird random boss that I was farming that I was hoping would fizzle because I couldn't one-shot them. I don't even remember why. It was so long ago. I just don't use loremaster like that. Use your powers for evil? Yeah, I mean, using loremaster in general, it's a strong spell, and it's a boring spell if I'm being perfectly honest. At least with the old version with the 25 mantle and the 15 weakness, like, yes, it sucks to just die to RNG, but at least it was a little exciting because it's a 25 mantle. So if you just like use like a same school shield or a like same school blade, you can pretty much guarantee not to fizzle it, especially on like storm or fire. You can just blade. You have enough accuracy to never fizzle a 25 mantle. So it felt interesting and dynamic in that way. Just a hidden weakness, and now that it's gotten a lot stronger of a spell, it's just not that interesting. But I think it is an essential part of the regular balance kit. I'm not a regular balance most of the time. I like to do weird stuff, but I want to try a traditional balance setup with a little bit of a tweak and see if I can play balance like the true way that I feel like the devs have intended, where I basically run like all the balance spells, like all the ones that give pips back based on the hanging effects. I want to run all of them, but I think that requires to have like a good stat line and a good like base spell package, and like not worry about like my dual school. I want to see how far balance can be pushed without even a dual school. Because obviously, I mean, I'm doing triple school, and it's super fun and super goofy. But I'm curious where balance stands on just a raw power level on its own. Because I think it's still pretty high up there. Like, one of the things that makes them so good is that they're so powerful on their own, so they can kind of dual school into whatever they want to specialize in, because they really don't need a dual school. So I want to see how far I can stretch that as well. This game just gets too stale when you do the same thing all the time. Even if it is something like the adapt strategy, like it gets boring. Even though it's a hype, confusing, weird setup, like it still gets boring to just, all right, turn 1 shield, turn 2 scorpion, turn 3 weakness or adapt, turn 4 for sure make sure there's an adapt on, and then just start spamming hydras. Like it's cool to pull off, but it's ultimately very similar games each time. the variance only comes from what my opponent is doing and what I choose to do to counter my opponent. But the first 3 turn, or the first 2 turns at least, should always be Spirit Shield, Scorpion. The Za. Yeah, I kind of hate that Azoth is a TC because it takes up my TC space, but it's the only way to make it tradable since it's the only thing you could trade. So I guess it's a necessary evil. But yeah, I just hate that it takes up so much space in my inventory. Because then I'm just shoving Azoth in a million decks over and over and over again. But King's Isle says they don't want to add a TC vault because they don't want to incentivize TC hoarding. But everyone TC hoards, and you're not going to stop people from TC hoarding, so you might as well give them a tool that lets them save their rare TCs. And now that you need so many Azoth to do so many things, I don't think a TC vault is that crazy. Like, it doesn't need to be a crazy amount. They could make it like 500 if they don't want to make it this huge. Like, they could make it 100. People will still buy it. Like, to put their like super rare TCs in. Let me feed Azoth to my dog. You never know what effect it might have. I think it is really funny though that you can cast it and it just literally has like a bajillion different effects. And when it first came out in Test Realm, you could use it in PvP, which was really funny. Just turn your opponent into an egg or something. Like, oh, that was funny. I wish I was like, I saw clips from it. I wish I was doing Test Realm stuff when when Azoth was in PvP. Does loremaster give anything? Except in Halloween. So this is the gold key loremaster. So what she gives is Azoth that we were just talking about, Azoth TCs, and then spellements for loremaster, Keeper of the Flame, Brimstone Revenant, and Luminous Weaver. So lots of spellements. It also drops Jade gear. Talked about that earlier. It does drop level 100 and level 110 Jade gear, so you might get unlucky and not get the Jade gear, the highest level Jade gear, but still gives you Jade gear. It also drops a set that gives a Bladestorm item card, which can be useful. The stats on it aren't great. It's like I think there's a robe and maybe a hat that give Bladestorm. I think the boots give a Pierce Blade TC. Or a Pierce Blade item card. So yeah, there's actually a lot of things that this gold key loremaster drops, but you have to do off-school spells. That's the gimmick of this fight. What spellements again? Loremaster, Keeper of the Flame, Brimstone Revenant, and Luminous Weaver. Basically the hit and buffs plus loremaster. Like, Keeper, Brim feel very similar. Luminous is kind of similar, but loremaster feels out of place. But you're farming loremaster. You gotta have the loremaster spell. I wish I wish I could get away with Myth Duel School, but I don't know if it's actually like worth it. But I used to run Keeper on the balance because I thought it was fun. A hidden universal trap is fun because I think it's chromatic trap technically, so it's just strictly worse for balance. But so yeah, the regular lore master doesn't give any of the things that I just said. The regular lore master drops all of the lore spell TCs still, I think, but no longer gives you a chance to get spells, I don't think. But yeah, the gold keys is where you get the Azoth and all that stuff. And she doesn't have all these cheats where you have to use off-school hits. But yeah, I'm a balance wizard. I cannot cast balance spells in this fight. No balance buffs, no nothing. But yeah, they added... Gold Key Loremaster was one of the first Spellement gold keys. Yeah, Headless Horseman during Halloween you can do. But honestly, I think it's better if you have the gold keys to just farm the gold key boss in Darkmoor around Halloween. You get the Headless Horseman Spellements, so you can unlock it with 35 Spellements, and then you can upgrade with 75 and then 125. Make it do more damage, or go to the PvP path that lets you get the hit and double weakness. I don't remember what the Darkmoor gold key boss is called. It's not Aphrodite. It's like in the hallway to the second level of Darkmoor. Backpack cleaning. No worries. Better thing with Loremaster is it gives you the spell right away. Yes, but I don't know what the drop rate is, and it could just potentially not give it to you. So I personally wouldn't want to rely on luck, and just because Spellements are guaranteed and you get like 3 or 4 of them each run. So took you 3 hours. Yeah, if you don't have the gold keys, obviously Loremaster's the best move, but if you have the gold keys, it is much more efficient to just farm the Spellements. But I understand that not everybody is swimming in gold keys. I mean, I wouldn't call my situation swimming in gold keys, but I do have a few stockpiled. Use your gold keys for Ship of Fools. I think that's a wise choice. Ship of Fools is an incredible spell. Although nowadays, if you're max level, you don't need Ship of Fools, but it's still a nice spell to have. But yeah, if you're max level now, you can just do Wabagong as your round 1 AoE. But yeah, I have Ship of Fools on my death. It was very important for a while to farm Don Monsana in Novus. You needed somebody with Ship of Fools. Preferably maxed, but mine is not maxed. But it was a round 1 AoE that costs less than 3 pips. Technically, because the Arch Mastery pips don't count. But nowadays, those are a dime a dozen with the spells from Novus. Or, not Novus. Spells from, Wallaroo. Got Ship of Fools really late, and you didn't really need it. That's unfortunate, but I mean, it's still nice to have, honestly. Obviously, it gets outclassed in damage by the new spells, but having a 4-pip Drain, if you go the Drain path, like, it can serve some purpose. Obviously, in group settings, it's not really going to serve much of a purpose, but if you're doing some solo stuff, I've found some uses for Drain Ship of Fools. Which fight is Ship of Fools? Is Ship of Fools Drown Dan? Because I would love to farm that, but they're showing off Wiz on console on the KI Live? No shot. When is it coming out? Do they have a release date? Because I really want to play it on Switch. Drown Dan, yeah, I hate farming Drown Dan. As much as I would really love to have those Spellements, I could not be bothered to farm Drown Dan. It's so awful. But yeah, if they give a release date, I mean, I'll probably watch the live back, but I didn't have time to edit a video today, so I just wanted to do a little live stream. do a little chatting. But yeah, I definitely intend on playing Wiz on the Switch. Maybe I'll make a Storm Wizard. I don't know. Liam keeps telling me to make a Storm Wizard. I suppose Storm Wizard. Yeah, because I think it'd be really fun to try to be one of the first people to get high rank in console PvP. I think that'd just be a really funny video title. Like, just like, I got the first Marshal or the first Warlord in console PvP. But I don't know squat about low-level PvP. And I feel like Storm to me seemed good at low level, but the stat diffy is still very much prevalent. I don't know. I mean, if I wanted the best chance, Warlord on a Nintendo would be crazy. Yeah, I know, right? I think objectively at low level, I think Life is currently the best. Because Life can duel into Storm, but then again, Life is really good because max level is scaled down with the dual school stats. I don't even know what gear you would do at level 50. Yeah, I don't know. Life is probably still the best choice though. Their ability to heal, their ability to just make people angry and leave the game. Like, that is a like significant portion of some Life Wizards rank. Like, just genuinely making people so mad they don't want to play anymore. And I imagine that happens less at low level just because the games aren't as long. But like, I feel like I'd still get annoyed at low levels. Like, I had you close to dead and then you just healed out of kill range while hitting me over and over again with just Hunting Worm and Goat Monk. Like, I feel like the flowchart would also be very easy to accomplish. As much as I'd love to do a weird Ninja Piglets freaking troll. Well, no, troll doesn't even really work the same anymore, but like a weird strategy like I did when I did scale down to level 50, I don't think that would be worth it. I think if I wanted to rank up, I should. Storm would allow me to play a lot of games because they'd be fast games. So if it's a genuinely race to Warlord, maybe Storm would be the answer, but I don't know. Yeah, I can't confirm. A lot of some people's rank are from fleas. Yeah, and I can't even blame people for fleeing. And I don't want to blame Life Wizards for healing. I mean, there's an extent, but like, healing's part of the school. It's really funny, the discrepancy. I was talking to my buddy about this the other day, where my longest upload that's not a Life Wizard is like 25 minutes, but I just uploaded a 45-minute game versus a Life. Like, it's just the discrepancy of like how long a game takes from Life versus any other school is just a big jump. But I think slower play styles and like more controlling games are normal for card games, and I don't think that should necessarily be frowned upon. But yeah, just healing and healing and healing and healing and not attempting to kill the opponent until you ran them out of cards, like War of Attrition, I don't think that's fun for anyone involved. Wow, I really didn't load in. Holy squat. That loading screen was ridiculous. Howdy, y'all. So yeah, I think for the sake of my sanity, maybe I'll make a Storm Wizard. As much as I want a balance wizard, because it's like, that's my thing. I already have a max balance. So, it doesn't really make sense. I mean, I'm working on maxing a storm, but I never make time to quest in this game, because it's a lot of effort. Yeah, I don't even know what level 50 is. The best gear at level 50 still just whatchamacallit, wow, I can't. Mount Olympus gear level 35. Maybe there's probably an Athaman ring that are better than Mount Olympus, but I think Mount Olympus probably is the best gear for level 35, which is crazy. Like, if you're level 50, because level 50 is the first league of PvP. Usually boots are better from Headmaster pack, especially by level 50, right? Like, is maybe the Headmaster pack better, is just like in general at level 50? And I don't think there's many level 50 PvP guides out there. Best level 50 gear is DS gear. I don't know what DS stands for. Dragonspire gear? Like just some random, like, oh, Malistaire gear, right? From Malistaire. That makes more sense. Wow, my loading screens are getting worse. I'm sorry, y'all. This is what happens when I farm. Dragonspire crafted. Interesting. This is what happens when I farm things for a long time. My loading screens get worse and worse and worse, and I don't know why. But this happens to me every time I farm stuff like this. It's probably because my inventory on everything is always so close to full that it just gets mad at me. But I have too much stuff. Yeah, eventually my whiz ends up stopping. Like, it'll stop responding sometimes. It's ridiculous. Use the same pity system. Oh, okay. So it is the Malistaire gear, quote unquote. Okay. Well, especially if I'm streaming. You see, the thing that I would be concerned about is there not being very many people playing. But if I stream it, I'm sure some of y'all would play it with me. So maybe I'll have enough dedicated group to kind of get ahead of the main curve. I mean, I'm sure there will be other people dedicated to leveling up and trying to PvP. I'm sure I won't be the only one. But I just worry because I do have a job and I would want to keep playing the console or the PC version. So I'm not even close to max TCs. Am I approaching max equipment? I mean, not really. Yeah, I don't need any more Jade robes, believe it or not. Yeah, the Violet robes give the AoE Pierce Blade. This gives a Beguile. These are just random pieces. Sorry, y'all. Got Jade boots. Those are cool. Give an Earthquake card. Power shields. I know there's one that gets a Blade Storm. I didn't see one though. But yeah, a bunch of unique item cards from this. Mouse tier going hard AF. I mean, that is true. Sorry, y'all. Oh, bruh. I didn't think they were gonna make it. Can I port in? Nope, I can't port in. Bro, please. Let me in. Okay, I'm glad they didn't go in. My fault, y'all. Yeah. I think console's gonna be a fun time. I'll have to watch back this stream to see if they gave a release date. Okay, clearing my inventory seemed to help. So when I'm approaching max inventory space is when it starts to lag out. Okay. Guess we'll see how it goes after this fight. Yeah, clown shoes behavior. But yeah, I'll need to get a capture device for the Switch. They aren't crazy expensive. I mean, they're not exactly cheap, but I could very easily get like one of the super cheap ones, I feel like. Oh, we got a pack giveaway or a super fan gear. That's a hilarious name for gear. Well, thank you for the code. Appreciate that. I'll redeem that in a bit. But yeah, I think it'll be a fun time. It'll be a fun time doing console whiz with new people. The Type-C port can stream to output to PC. Yes and no. It's a bit more complicated than just simply USB-C to USB straight up cord like that. It's a bit more complicated. Okay, no, it's still being annoying. In order to do it with no latency, you need like a device that like runs effectively a recording device and then a just an immediate display. Because if you just do the regular plug, you can get OBS to like display it, but then it'll be high latency. So you need, I've done a little bit of research on it. It's a little goofy. I figured it'd be a little easier than it was, but ultimately none of that stuff is crazy expensive. I think like the high end stuff is like 120 bucks, which, I mean, all things considered, I don't think it's that crazy. You can get like a cheap $30 one, but then you'll have latency with a cheap $30 one. But honestly, in a game like Wiz, latency is not a huge deal. So like if I was just playing the regular game, it should be fine. Yeah, modern consoles kind of made capture devices obsolete. Yeah. I think Switch is just kind of lagging behind. Maybe the Switch 2 will have better plug and play capabilities, but unsure. Should just make sure. I don't think, did they see the message? Yeah, my game just always lags when I've been farming the same thing for too long. Oh, did I already have you added? Is that fine? Are we all fine with that? We need to add, oh, somebody already added them to the group. Let's go. Do I need to move my sigil preference to 3. Bet. That works. Why loremaster? I need the spell elements. I still haven't maxed the spellies. Still a little ways away. Soon. Alright. We ready to party, y'all? What does Azoth do other than the guild thing? Azoth is used for obviously a lot of guild related things. You don't just have to do raids. You can actually do gold key portals where there's a portal open to a gold key boss for an hour and you can use as many people as you want can use it. And that costs you only 10 gold keys and then a boatload of Azoth. School specific Azoth, which is crafted with regular Azoth, but it's like a weird like chance thing. So there's a lot of things like that you can use Azoth for. You can also turn in Azoth again with a guild crafter to craft all of the Arc 1 and Arc 2 spell element upgraded spells. So like all the scorpions that I use, for example, in my videos are crafted via Azoth because, well, nowadays enough TCs of them drop that you don't really need to use Azoth on them anymore. But yeah, you can also use Azoth to, yeah, it's pretty much all guild related. I don't think there's a single thing. You can craft jewels with them, like universal accuracy jewels, pip jewels, like, but it's all through the guild. If you are not in a guild, Azoth is pretty much entirely useless to you. And in order to unlock all of the guild benefits, you have to use Azoth to unlock those things if you're not already in a guild that has them. So, bit of a barrier there, but if you can find a guild that's already has the things that you care about, you can do that. But yeah, I'd say outside of raids, one of the best things is the gold key portals, because 10 keys for, actually 10 keys might be 2 hours. You're welcome. You're welcome. I don't remember the exact details with keys, but since these gold key bosses can also drop gold keys, you can potentially profit gold keys from farming a gold key portal. The problem is it requires a absolute boat ton of Azoth. 10 keys is 2 hours. Okay, that's what I thought. Hey, especially if you can one round, there's a really good chance that you're gonna profit keys. Like, I would say it's nearly guaranteed that as long as you're running it with at least 3 groups, so 12 total people, but you could still run it with just a group of 4. I think it's still probably worth it with a group of 4. I don't know if it's worth the Azoth with a group of 4. That's the main difference. But what a lot of guilds do is they're like, hey, we'll do this gold key, but afterwards I need the Azoth. Or I put up a ton of Azoth to do this. If you're, and some guilds don't do it like you have to give me the Azoth, but they're like, hey, if you're not using the Azoth, it'd be very much appreciated. Trade me the Azoth when we're done so I could continue to do these gold key doors in the future. It's a bit more complicated than what I explained because the specific school Azoth is super weird, where you have to like unlock the recipe for it if you want to consistently get them. But in order to unlock the recipe, it's just a random chance. So it's super weird and convoluted. I have not unlocked, I don't think, any of the school specific Azoth things, because every guild I've ever been in has had somebody who is like locked in and doing all that Azoth stuff. Party Guild has a few of them. Periwinkle Squad has a few of them. They take care of all that stuff, so I've got to just leeching the benefits because I was not around for like the original raid and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, a lower level character isn't entirely useless to a guild, but yeah, a lot of guilds fixate on a certain thing. It'll be like we're a raiding guild, or we're a gold key guild, or I mean, some guilds are just like friends having fun, and I kind of like that. That's honestly how party guild feels to me. It is just a group of friends that happen to enjoy this game and happen to enjoy the advanced combat stuff in this game. But yeah, I am very fortunate to have been not even really friends. I got invited to Party Guild because somebody knew me through PvP and they liked what I did, and they're like, "Oh, you're smart. You should help us try to figure out this raid." And then we've since became very close friends. But I was very fortunate because my original guild, I just joined from the kiosk, because there is a guild kiosk, but there's no guarantee that you don't just get randomly booted out of a kiosk guild. Like, so I farmed a ton of Azoth and dumped it into my original guild, and they never did kick me, but we didn't even have like one raid gate open yet, and different people wanted different things in the guild, so people were donating Azoth to all sorts of different things. And then eventually I got invited to Party Guild, so they kind of rescued me because I would not have been able to do raids in that guild because we were just super uncoordinated and unfocused. But they were nice people, at least. They didn't kick me after I donated 1 million Azoth. Takes 2k Azoth per school Azoth extract. Yeah, it's it's absolutely absurd how much it takes to get the school recipes. But like I said, I got adopted by Party Guild, and they've got people that are hyper focused on that, and whenever they say give me Azoth right now, I say yes ma'am, and I give them the Azoth, and we continue to raid and do gold keys and do whatever it is we need to do, because I did not have to contribute anything into building the guild, so I will gladly contribute whatever it is they ask of me. Because I have very much just coasted by on their hard work. Nice change of pace. Normally in video games that I play, I'm the one like building a new guild or clan or whatever, and doing it feels good to do all that stuff. Like, it feels like you accomplish something, but it also feels good to just not have to do any of those things. 2 minutes. But yeah, I complained a lot, I'm not gonna lie, when the first raid came out and there was not any options for other gear. I complained a lot about the void boots. I was like, these void boots are broken in PvP. It's so stupid. I don't get access to this kind of gear. It's so broken. But it's just typing no 2 minutes. But, and I think that still is a valid complaint among a lot of players, that like not having friends is kind of a bogus barrier. Like, yes, it's an online game, but like 12 people being online and being able to coordinate is kind of an insane ask out of a game that you typically don't have to do. So like, there's nothing else in this game that requires that level of commitment with that many people. And it was such a stark jump, because previously the most amount of people you needed online at once was literally just 4. Like, you never needed all that. So I definitely understand that the aversion to raids and the aversion to guilds in general, but I personally love the raids. I'm glad that I get to take part in them, and I'm glad that I got a guild to let me in because I have a lot of fun with it, and
it was a very fun experience, meeting new people I didn't necessarily know, and doing all the crazy difficult stuff that came with, because my first ever raid was the hardest raid, and King's Isle has literally said we will never make a harder raid. So it was certainly a fun experience to try to solve that puzzle, because it took so long to beat the Crying Sky raid, and the fact that my guild was the first guild to ever beat it, like, I was a part of that strategy making. I was, granted, a pretty small part. I joined kind of late, but there are parts of the strategy that we used to beat it that were my ideas, that were my, like, commitments. So are these actually all babies? I think you're lying to me. I don't think I have this many baby pets. I'm not selling the Frillazors. I don't, why would I? Oh, I do have Frillazors in my inventory because I bought packs. I forgot. But yeah, it was really cool to be a part of the world's first for that raid. Yeah, it was not only my first raid, but my guild was the first to beat it. So it was crazy. Okay, I don't think we got Katie. Smelly Buster can't be real. Oh, it can be. Yeah, we did not get everybody here. Back it on up. All right, I think we're all good. Please? Please? Bet. Yeah, Crying Sky was ridiculous. Absolutely absurd. I have no idea whose key is what anymore. But yeah, I do like that King's Isle has added packs and stuff since that give you raid equivalent gear. It is really weird to me that the Hun Hao set was Floromancer, and so was not Nullity set, but the other one, the Void set, that they were in seasonal only packs. I think that's pretty cringe, if I'm being honest, because currently if you don't have a Hun Hao robe or wand, you cannot get one if you can't raid. But they've been in packs since, so you're just kind of unfairly behind. But all the Shabalba stuff is in the cute fairy pack, so realistically you do have access to it if you don't raid. You just kind of get early access to it if you do raid, which some people argue that it's not a positive thing. I think there should be incentives to raid. I don't know if that incentive should be the most meta gear of all time, but Floromancer Amulet. I really wish I had the Floromancer Amulet, because it's better than the Hun Hao, and I didn't know that, because it gives a Dragon Blade item card instead of a freaking Blade Storm that the Hun Hao one gives. But I was like, oh, I don't need any Hun Hao gear. But nope. You can buy the Freaky Floromancer one, but not right now, you can't. I think somebody said they bring back the Halloween or the seasonal packs randomly in like March or something for like a week. Or no, July? Is Christmas in July? Is that what they do? I don't remember, but somebody said that they bring back the seasonal packs for like a week. Is sometime during not the season. Oh, the Floromancer is the only source of Sunblade? Yikes. Happens in April. Gotcha. I'm definitely gonna have my eyes out for that. Because I want the amulet. for sure. And it sounds like I want more than one amulet. I want the balance one because I'm pretty sure it gives a dragon blade. But I assume the Sunblade one is myth fire and life. I'd assume maybe more schools than that. That's why people have item card Sunblades. Interesting. I always have TCs on deck because I always have arena tickets because you can buy the Sunblades and stuff with arena tickets. So not a huge deal for me, but definitely would be nice to have around. We're kind of at the point in Wiz where if you want to efficiently farm things, you kind of just have to collect weird, rare item cards, which is kind of weird. How about I dragon these blades on your deck? Wow. Creative. Tired of my life being bald for not having it. Yeah. It certainly is unfortunate that we're kind of in a, I don't know. Is it that unfortunate that the biggest thing that's like sought after is a random item card? Like, that might be a sign that we're in a better spot than I think. It's just it can be very frustrating when you're just missing something that you literally can't have. You can't farm for it. You can't, like, that's literally a pack exclusive, and I know it's just an item card. But like, come on. Give it to me. I think we should be getting close to at least 200 of 305 spell elements. We might be past that at this point. I haven't checked in a minute. Or maybe I did check and I just wasn't paying attention. But yeah, I wish the Freaky Floromancer, or I wish the things that they put in the Freaky Floromancer were put in a different pack instead. That's more permanent. It's not bald. It's just forehead 2 electric boogaloo. When do you get, out of curiosity, I'm going all the way back to when we were talking about what school I'd pick for console. What level do you get Wild Bolt out of curiosity? Because I know that doesn't exactly carry in PvP, but it's just kind of one of those, it's like a fail safe almost. It's funny that item cards are the things that Woods heads are desperate for. Yeah. It is a little strange. Dude, my game is lagging so hard now. And I don't know why. I have space. I have space for things. I mean, I guess we're running out of TC space. So I guess we'll do this. Actually, I don't need these anymore because I bought a bunch of virulent plagues. I was literally crafting virulent plagues from regular plagues. Sorry, y'all. Trying to clear my inventory a little bit. So many empowers. All right, there we go. Wild Bolt is beating Marleybone. I think Storm would be a fun one to try to rank up on at low level. Is at the very worst, like, if you lose a game as a Storm, like, if you lose a game as a Storm, like, ultimately it doesn't take that much time to lose a game. Okay, next time we'll be at 200. Let's go. Like, I just feel like it can be very demoralizing and make me not want to play the game when I spend 30 plus minutes in a slow fight against a life and then lose. Like, it can hurt. It can really make me like not want to play the game for the rest of the day, make me lose focus. And if my goal would be to be the first warlord or the first marshal or whatever on console, I'd want a school that is fun to play, not necessarily the best to play, because if I end up spending a ton of time in games, it could be rough. But I still don't know if I'd stream it though, because it becomes very easy. It becomes even easier to Q snipe and stuff like that, which I'd hope. I'm not big enough for that to really affect, but honestly, you would love life mirrors. It's either 45 minutes or 2 hours. Yeah, that's the thing. Is my matches already feel a little bit like life mirrors because I run outgoing on the balance, and like I uploaded that game versus a life recently, and with my edits it's down to 45 minutes, so it was a little closer to 50 unedited. But like, since I counter dots with heals, it can already kind of reach into that life ditto territory. But at least I have a strategy that allows me to get a lot of damage quickly with the adapt strategy, so I think I'm definitely the reason it didn't go longer than it did. Yeah, my game is just gonna keep lagging more and more. It's a little ridiculous. I think it's probably me. I feel like I haven't done one in a while. Think. .5 hours out here making PvP take forever. Yeah. Yeah, I think I have to go with Storm. If I'm, and also it would realistically be one of the most efficient ways to get to level 50 and then to farm the gear being a Storm Wizard. Bro, but making pets? Oh, dude, making pets and gardening? Ooh, dude. Oh. That's gonna be really difficult with people not already having pets. Having to make pets the old-fashioned way. Yeah, I mean, oh man. Without base pets and without, oh. And without a stockpile of, okay, now that I think about it, there might be a bit more to it than I think. Maybe we should pre-plan. I don't know when it's coming out, but I feel like we're gonna need to level up a pet as we go, like the whole time requesting, like not a single wasted amount of energy. Every level up, we go hit the pet pavilion. Like, even if we have practically no snacks to even feed the pet, like, I think we have to use that energy wisely. I mean, I guess if it's the same model, I can always just buy whatever. So maybe that doesn't make sense. I don't know. Because when you quest, you also get pet XP. So maybe we need to, maybe the goal should be to seek out whatever pet we want as soon as possible. I don't know. With no double pet XP, without proper, I feel like our goal should genuinely be at the beginning to just get a pet with spell proof and storm dealer. If we can get a spell proof storm dealer pet. Is crit disabled at level 50 PvP? Or can you still crit? I assume crit would be disabled since you don't get access to it at level 50. I guess you going into Celestia is when you get it, but that's technically level 50, isn't it? So maybe you'd want a crit talent, but then with the way crit has been changed, maybe you need a block talent in case they're running crit. I'll have to try to do some research on level 50 PvP. Enter Prologue Hall and Marketplace of Ideas. I agree. Their PvP banning adapts. I'm not surprised. I appreciate you letting me know. I knew it was coming. I was hoping they would rework it instead. Anybody got keys left? Or we just, I mean, I'm fine using mine. It's not a big deal. They're also banning Hydra. Okay, so now I don't believe anything you're saying. They did literally say it's either going to be banned or reworked, so. I mean, if they banned my entire strat, I mean, I'd just come up with a new goofy strat. I've always made it goofy long before the adapt strategy. I was using Brimstone and Heffy on the balance. Let's see, what other weird stuff did I used to do? Ooh, Keeper with myth damage. Keeper's fun. PvP banning balance would be awesome. PvP banning balance would genuinely, as much as it would hurt my soul, PvP banning balance I think would be like probably a positive for the queue. I'm like being so for real. The way they have made the Rochambeau wheel. Oh, we got our first fizzle. Wow. But yeah, the way they've made the Rochambeau wheel, like balance doesn't fit into it. And so it's always going to be really difficult to balance. I don't think that shield should matter. But I'll put on this bad boy anyway. Bruh. I suppose that works actually. But yeah, yeah, genuinely, like, it might be a positive thing for the game. Like, I would hate it. Like, I love balance to my core. It's so goofy and so weird, and that's what I love about it. But I think it'd be a lot easier to understand and to play against, play as, if there was not this weird school that didn't follow any of the rules, if I'm being honest. I love that it does exist, but I would understand if they literally were just like gone. No more PvPing for balanced wizards. I don't think they would ever do that. Like, there would be riots in the streets, but I personally would understand. What would I do if balance got removed? Like, just no more balance. This loading screen is ridiculous. But yeah, if balance just got straight up removed, I feel like fire. I feel like I'd turn to fire. Fire is interesting. Myth's too boring. Ice and Life are too slow. Storm is too bad. Balance Wizard with Storm Diego's office. Yeah. Yeah, I think I would play Fire. If Balance got removed tomorrow, I think I'd play Fire. I just see kind of the only other school where I feel like, I don't know, there's a little bit of sauce. I don't know. How many keys I got left? Are we all out of keys? Is that what's happening? I still have quite a few. We said the suit to the 4v4 queue. Okay, so there isn't 4v4 queue anymore, in case you weren't aware. You can practice match it, I'm pretty sure. But since like the Rochambeau update, there has not been, or since the League update, there's not been 4v4 queue. It's really interesting because they've talked about how do we bring it back for in an era where there are gambits that can be set up in one round in a 4v4 setting. A Storm Wizard, if they have 4 blades on them, they have the strongest spell in the game with Storm Scion. So that's the reason why there's not 4v4 anymore, because if your opponent doesn't get a turn, you can literally just triple blade the Storm and they could one-shot whoever they wanted. So they've discussed many ways of counteracting that, but none of them sound good. And they admit to this, because if you make it so every single person has their own unique turn and it passes back and forth between you and the enemy, it's terrible. Like, it would take forever. But if you don't do that, how do you just ban all gambits? Do you... And even if you do ban all gambits, there are still so many super degenerate strategies that you'd be able to implement in a 1v4. So I don't know how it would be possible to balance a 4, even like 2v2. They could maybe do the thing where everybody, the turns will effectively be twice as long, because everybody has to pick their spell individually and then everybody reacts to what that is. So maybe that could work for 2v2, but 4v4, it would be the literally longest game in the universe. Whatever, I'm still sentenced to it. All right, bet. I would love for a team format to somehow surface in a healthy way. Just don't know how possible it is. I think maybe if... I just don't know. I just don't know how it would be doable. In like the way that PvP has been designed, this call and response, react to what your opponent does, instead of what it used to be before turn-based, where it was pray your opponent doesn't shield and hit, or pray your opponent does shield because you're using the shield counter, and it's just you lose if you go second. I don't know how you would not make you lose if you go second happen in team PvP. Like, there's just too many degenerate things. If you go at the same time as your opponent, you will just debuff them every single round. That's what Deaths used to do in 2v2 tournaments. Just V-plague every single round. Yeah, I can't see a world where they can balance a multiplayer format with the way they built the game with gambits and stuff. Yeah, oh my gosh, Wings of Fate in team PvP. Yeah, no, I don't even want to think about it. There's literally every school has just a degenerate strategy for team PvP that they could implement. Ironically, except Balance, now that Mana Burn's gone, what would Balance's degenerate strategy be? They don't really get anything super crazy. Their gambits are hard to set up. They're like, good spells are good in a 1v1 format, but like I don't think balance has any crazy cheese. Which is so crazy, because, I mean, when Mana Burn existed, obviously. Try Chameleon Clash and pray. Ooh, what if you could negative aura your teammates and then trigger Chameleon Clash? That'd be crazy. I don't think they'd ever do that, but I could imagine that being a glitch where you could negative aura your teammate. Just put like a healing negative aura on your balanced teammate to actually give no debuff and just let them chameleon over and over and over again. I am once again giving you a Bladestorm. Yeah, Bladestorm would probably be one of, like, if it was a 4v4, Bladestorm's pretty good. But without Sharpened Blade, since enchants aren't in PvP, an unsharpened like Bladestorm isn't even that crazy unless you get to a 4v4. But yeah, Bladestorm probably is the closest thing balance has to some degenerate cheese in multiplayer. Especially if you ran like an item card. I think there are TCs for it too. The TCs are also stronger, so you could spam the daylights out of Power Nova. But yeah, but that's not like a team-oriented strategy. Would it be? Well, I mean, you could do my strategy quicker. Like, Spirit Shield your teammate, that teammate Scorpions, and then they continue to Scorpion until all the shields are off, and then you adapt and just Power Nova spam. Maybe? But even that, you're not defending yourself. You're leaving yourself open to gambits that can be set up in one round. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what degenerate cheese you could do with balance in current meta. I mean, with the plethora of what blades and stuff that people would be using, like, just the amount of hanging effects on the battlefield would be much higher. So balance might just be strong with all the things that just hit and give them pips back. Like, that might just be really strong to be able to basically always hit and get your pips back. And then you just pair with death spamming Virulent Plague. Like, to keep the balance alive, or a life to just heal them over and over again. The balance literally just runs every single spell that gives them pips back, and then a life keeps them alive. I can see that being pretty rude, especially because Power Nova is selected target. I want to say Ra is selective target. Could be wrong. But since it's an AoE in base form, I assume it is. Duel into Storm and Berry. Just kidding. I mean, I genuinely used to run Outgoing and Dual Storm and heal that way. Back before the stat increase at level 170, back before the Nightmare Dungeon came out, so we effectively didn't have level 170 gear except the themes and stuff. I did run Storm healing on the balance, and it was actually pretty strong. But nowadays, it's a lot of accuracy commitment, and it's just not an easy strategy to pull off anymore. There's not a lot of payoffs for the heals besides other storm spells. And now that the big thing is that I use Teacup with that strategy, and off-school storm damage has been nerfed to the ground. I'm running out, y'all. If anybody's got any keys left, please. I spent like 4 or 5 keys in a row. If we're out, we're out. It's totally fine. But if anybody's got keys, please. Did we not get everybody, or are we just loading in? Okay, we got everybody. Does anybody have keys that are not me? Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're getting there slowly but surely. I've probably got like 2 more runs in me, and then I'm probably gonna have to call it. Because I've got some other plans for tonight. But we've made some pretty good progress. I think next time I farm this, I should be able to max it out. And the Azoth is very nice, because I do want to try a new strategy that requires me to craft a lot of things using Azoth. I really wanted to try to make a triple school strategy work with Storm and life and healing and stuff, but ultimately I realized the strategy I was making was just a dual school life Storm strategy, and I was just ignoring balance entirely. Balance wasn't contributing to the identity at all. So, kind of sad that never came to fruition. But there is a world where availing hands into the storm rat spell, I don't remember what it's called, but the burrowing bane, but for storm, it extends a heal over time. No, Revolutionary Strike. That's what I wanted to try that with availing hands. I figured that would be fun, but I don't know that it's actually that good. Especially because as soon as somebody counters it, it's pretty bad. Because you just spend extra pips on effectively nothing if they remove it. Could definitely catch some people slipping. But now that I can't run the flamingo pet for the 3 availing hands, which to me kind of came out of nowhere. I didn't think people were really using availing hands like that, but if it's just a overall if it's just an overall like encompassing ban on heals, I think it's fine. Could just bury Haket, but that's just a storm thing. Like, what's the point of doing that on a balance? What am I gaining from doing that on a balance? I think it would just be worse. I think it'd literally just be worse. I do think that bottom path Haket is very underused. I will say that. But yeah, without the flamingo pet, having to physically run the availing hands in the deck kind of cuts down on my want to even try anything with availing hands. All right, I got one more run, and then I'm gonna call it. Okay, and my game's gonna crash, so it's probably smart anyway. Bro, please. These loading screens are killing me. Anytime I farm anything, this is just what happens. In case anybody's not in the stream. Yeah, I'm gonna go do more nerd shit tonight. I'm gonna go play Magic the Gathering like a freaking nerd. Magic the Gathering is honestly the only reason I play this game. Like, it was introduced to me and I did enjoy it, but I feel like the reason I enjoy it is for the PvP aspect, because I love competitive card games. There's something about the randomness of a card game and like the like triumph of building a deck and then the deck working, because in a game where things are random, building a deck that cohesively makes sense is like a big accomplishment on its own. But like, I genuinely enjoy deck making probably more than most people. Trying to craft the perfect deck. It's just it's a fun puzzle to solve. All right. Well, let's see what our grand total of loremaster spell elements are. And then we'll see how many more we're gonna end up needing. Doom, 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 doom. Yep. Mm-hmm. 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 All right, there we go. Let's see what we're at. 141 more spell elements. I need 75. I'm close. I'm getting there. That did take up a lot of my gold keys though. I only got 3 left for the moment, but I can redeem some more. I appreciate y'all for stopping by. I'm gonna go be an absolute nerd. Later, taters.